Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
What up? Big T, Little T, Star Wars podcast. Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 130. Today we're discussing episode 3 of Star Wars Bad Batch Season 2, Solitary Clone. But my little buddy can't be with me today. Trent has the night off, so you just get me. But you definitely want to check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T Little T. We are streaming all the time. We're having fun. This weekend, we just busted out some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a little redo, if you will, of the arcade game, and it's super fun. So we've been playing that this weekend. Still playing Fortnite, doing all that fun stuff. Got back into Fall Guys, so we're trying to mix it up there. So definitely check us out on twitch.tv/Big T Little T. Let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, just a Mandalorian season 3 trailer drop. So been hiding on a rock. It was some rumors going on that was happening on Monday Night Football, and sure enough, they started advertising it. It's a done deal, and we just saw it, came off of it hot. So of course I've only seen it once, but that's okay. Wanted to make sure I got a little gut reaction to it, and man, it looks great, you know. And basically Mando's opens up and basically says, hey, you know, what are we? We're scattered across the stars here. What can we do? We got to do better. We need to do like things the Mandalorian way, and we got all kinds of great shots. We got the armor. We got Keef, you know, like Grief Karga. Grief, he looking all magistrate, and we got to see a little statue of IG-11, and he's all souped up. We got to see some quacky monkey lizards. We got a couple great shots of hyperspace with the N1 starfighter, you know, starfighter, the Naboo starfighter. So it's looking pretty good. We got to see some pre-visual again. Well, no, is it pre-visual? It's one of the visuals. It's the big heavy Mando. He coming in, helping out. You got a lot more Mando shots. We got Mandos doing airdrops. We got dusty Mandos as they pick up and look at some wreckage. I mean, we know that he's going back to Mandalore. No Bo-Katan in this trailer, which is interesting, but we got to see her before. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm super excited. We're under 45 days here. I think we're at 44. If you follow us on the socials, we'll be doing a countdown like we always do. So that's super, super fun. We like doing countdowns here and just kind of get everybody excited. So yeah, lots of great stuff to pull off. A lot of great images to see. We get a little Grogu action, of course, or Grogu. We get to see him use the Force on some kind of monster, very similar to the Mudhorn scene with the cave. Looks like this barbarian monster. It looks like a new species. Very hard to tell from the quick shots. I haven't gone back to the replay and done some stills, but yeah, we'll have to check it out what species that is. But basically, Grogu using the Force, taking it on there. Yeah, I don't know where I sit with everything, especially with our Book of Boba episode. What is Grogu? What is he gonna do? But yeah, I'm excited, man. I think this is great. This is gonna be good stuff, and I'm super, super, super stoked to see where Mando is gonna go and how this is gonna interact with everything else in the galaxy, and if it's gonna set up something bigger, that would be great. But we'd also get to see our good friend from Tatooine, Peli. She is, I mean, that might be our R5D4 in the astromech slot for the Naboo staff fighter. But yeah, it's a lot of Grogu in the cockpit with Mando. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I love Space Dad. Space Dad's great. So there you have it. Quick cut from the Mando trailer from Monday Night Football. So yeah, sure we'll be talking about that for the next couple weeks as we get ready for Mando Season 3 coming in March 1st. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are going to be talking about Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 3, The Solitary Clone. Okay, so, again, doubleheader last week. It was such a pleasure having Isaac on the show. So if you haven't checked it out, please check out episode 29 with Ike's Flame on. We talk about the first 2 episodes of Bad Batch. All right, so here we go. Okay, so we have the separatist world of Desix, and they are, they're kind of a farming kind of community or whatever. And then we have basically kind of chimes. We've seen this kind of Andor, Governor Groton basically, has ringing the bells. And so we have this, Groton basically says, hey, this is our planet. We own you now, and the person there, I believe, is identified as Ames in Wikipedia here. But Ames is saying, "Hey, you are not recognized here." And bada bing, bada boom, we got some B1 battle droids surrounding the stormtroopers. Again, it's just a small contingent of stormtroopers, and he is captured. So, here we go. Crosshair trying to get some breakfast. No one wants to sit by him. And, it's just Rampart calls him in and says, hey, we are going to, we need you on special mission. And you've been cleared for duty. And, they mentioned that he was left on Camino for 32 rotations. I think that's 32 days. It might be longer. I haven't fact checked that, but it's 32 rotations. And, report to the first battle memorial at 900 hours. This is pretty cool. It's like a memorial of stormtroopers, it's actually clone troopers and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. I'm trying to think what the first battle is here. Let me do a little check-sees. Okay, this is basically all the fallen soldiers for the Geonosis War, which makes sense there. I just had to do a little check-sees there. So we get to see Commander Cody. Our boy Cody. We love Cody. He is obviously in Revenge of the Sith. He's the one that hands Obi-Wan back and then also blasts him out of the sky. Poor Cody. We love Cody. But Cody is now working with Crosshair. And so they go to Desix to get into airspace. And guess what? The battle droids take out the shuttle. They crash. Bada bing, bada boom. And now we have assault tanks, we got our AATs, and we got some, they're just getting some fire from the shuttles. And so now we have this kind of down shuttle in front of the main area where we saw the governor get captured by the Desix troops. And so now Cody, they have a contingent of battle droids that go out to check it out. Of course, the battle droids miss battle droids. We love battle droids. They're funny. They're cute. They say, oh, yeah, it's all clear. And then Crosshair and Cody come up from behind the shuttle and take everybody out. There's enough clones left to help with a small push to go in there. And so Crosshair distracts as Cody and his rest of his troops kind of move up and try to get some some territory here. It's great military, Crosshair's taking out some snipers, some rocket guys. He's got it all, man. He's doing it. And we have Cody kind of pushing up the ranks, and so they get closer to closer to the actual building. And so now we have just a small contingent of clone troopers and Crosshair and Cody. They get to where they found Groton's cap, but he's not there. And then they get ambushed by BX series droid commandos, the commando droids. These are the more agile droids. They're definitely more combat ready. And Cody and Crosshair are basically pinned in this kind of narrow stairway. And Crosshair, huge flex here. He's throwing these kind of like these mirror discs, and he just kind of shoots up, and they ricochet, and they hit the next battle droid up, and he's just taking names. It's great. It's great. It's super cool. And so, so they get to this point where now you have commando droids and all this stuff, and they're kind of pinned down, and Crosshair throws at Cody and just throw it as far as you can. And so one of the things, as we know in Clone Wars, there is a main commander droid, and that's what's using instead of the big battleships that we see in like episode 1, where they're controlling it from there. These commander droids are highly prized, and they have a very military and tactical brain. In fact, there's been a couple episodes where they go after commander droids and stuff like that. But the commander droid is basically relaying the orders for the battle droids to do what they do. So the battle droid is the commander droid is the last kind of line of defense for all these battle droids, and so that's what Crosshair's main target is. And Cody throws it up, bada bing, a boom, it's rolling and falling, and Crosshair does it in like one little thing, and it's fantastic. It's super cool. So we get to see that, and Crosshair, big flex right there. So now they're with the diplomat, Ames, who is the ruling leader of Desix, and then we have the governor there, and she kind of name drops. They have this kind of interaction where she once believed in peace, drops Bonetari's diplomatic efforts in the Clone Wars, but Papa P rejected it. She believes in peace, but it doesn't look like that. And Cody actually takes a stand. It's like, all right, putting down the weapons. Let's just try to... We've had enough bloodshed. I've seen enough bloodshed. Let's just kind of get it all on the floor. So she's got kind of Groton, kind of pinned and ready to assassinate. But she's like, okay, I will relieve this. And basically offers her peace. And then, so Cody refuses to take the shot. Crosshair takes the shot, because Groton's like, I didn't do that. You did that, Cody. And Groton orders the clone troopers to display Ames' body. And so kind of this kind of cool but sad moment between like the eyes of Cody and Ames went right before, Crosshair takes the shot. And if you haven't noticed the theme here in Andor, and now we'll be seeing Bad Batch, the Empire is just bad. They're not good guys, and Cody is realizing that. So they kind of do Stormtrooper, clone trooper door to door for Desix, and and so they, they're just trying to like get everybody out and make sure there's no other battle droids. And so Cody kind of looks back and sees what's going on as more stormtroopers are coming down. Kind of got the First Order vibes there that we see in The Force Awakens and stuff like that. Or I guess that would be The Rise of Skywalker, when they're kind of going door to door and roughing up people. Get those kind of vibes here too, as more stormtroopers come down and all that kind of stuff. So they kind of there's this cool little like back at the memorial wall, like Cody-esque, if they're making the galaxy a better place, and Crosshair simply just says they're just following orders. And he's like, but that's what Cody's, again, the argument is like, that's what makes it different. We make our own decisions and choices, unlike droids. If they want to just follow orders, then that would be just, droids. They're just droids. And so that's where the difference between clone troopers and droids are. You got the organics versus the mechanics, the mechanical droids, and yeah, it's very interesting. So, Crosshair, he warns Crosshair that, you have to live with your own decisions and choices before walking away. Next day, Crosshair again has breakfast. Guess what happens? Rampart makes him grumpy again because can't have his breakfast, calls him in. And he's like, hey, his new commander, CC-1226. And he's like, what happened to, Cody? And he basically says that he went AWOL. So, yeah, there we have it. That's how Solitary Soldier ends. Really, really good. The music is so good in this episode. It's got this kind of Blade Runner vibe to it. I don't know. I just dug it. I really dug it. There's a couple good shots in this one. There's kind of the Star Destroyer coming out as it's in the clouds from Desix. Seen that before, but it's so cool seeing it. Music's on point. Visually it's on point. This one has like a bazillion swipes. There's so many swipes. It's great. We love swipes. It's very Georgie. Is that a thing? I don't know. Maybe it's a Georgie thing. I don't know. It's great. So yeah, dug that so much. But yeah, there you have it. That is Solitary Clone. Really dug the music, and it was a fun episode. All right. So, okay. Let's do this. Line it all up. Do it on the fly. I don't care. This is what we're going to do. Okay. If you know this, send in the question, bigtlilT@gmail.com. bigtliltpodcast@gmail.com. What was the Imperial Center that Ames drops, the leader of Desix? She drops a name, and we covered it in the show. Name drop. In the Clone Wars, and if you give me that name, give me and Big T and Little T that name, we will definitely send a prize pack out your way. All right, so there you have it, another episode. Thanks again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses, for listening to another episode of Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. You can follow us on the socials, Big T Little T Podcast, Instagram, BLILT Podcast, and then twitch.tv/Big T Little T is where you can find us. Hey, we got stickers, or, if you give us trivia questions, or you want to drop us a rating, you want to comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts, all that fun stuff, email us at bigtliltpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to read that rating on the next episode. Give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts on episode or season 3, the trailer, the latest trailer. Give us your thoughts on it. What did you like? What you didn't like? What are you looking forward to? All that fun stuff. We would love to read a couple of those responses next time on this episode. So again, bigtliltpodcast@gmail.com is where you can drop it. Next week, episode 4. We'll be talking about that very soon, which is dropping in a couple days. Can't wait. Now, remember, truly wonderful the mind of the child is, and may the Force be with you always. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. We'll see you later. Have a great week. Bye. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test 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 1 2 1 2.